Hello, everyone. This is Devann Edwards, aka Devann the Connector, connecting you to the knowledge that will empower yourself. Have you ever heard of the phrase "resistance is futile"? Simple phrase to grasp, right? Then I was asking this question: why is and the change that is waiting to follow us, the change that's waiting to follow you? And another question I ask myself is that, even for me personally, and for everyone else around me, could it be internally that we feel useless, futile, or have felt that way, and create like external resistance on the basis of a feeling that hasn't been addressed? Because if you saw my last post, I mentioned that our growth is going to require unlearning the bad habits that have held us back so long. And this relates as well because I remember seeing a quote, and the quote, I forgot who it was. I think it was Sadhguru. And he said, if you resist change, you resist life. If you resist change, you resist life. So, the energy that surrounds our life is a continuum. Change is a continuum. It never stops. The same way that life never stops. Life goes on. Change happens. And it's like, what are we going to do about it? Are we going to be resistant to life itself? Because if we're resistant to life itself, if we're resistant to any changes that come our way, we're not really growing, we're really dying. And we're not really being all that we can be. We're not really tapping into our full potential. So through thinking and feeling and connecting to the knowledge that will empower ourselves, we can command change and command a life of total freedom without resistance, but rather with whole acceptance. Because I remember there's a poem I wrote. Which one was it? What was the poem called again? The poem was called "The Self-Aware vs. the Unaware." And in that poem, I said, the situation says you're ready, but the mentality says you're not. From overthinking to overdrinking and a pineal gland tied in knots, you best untie the knot. And I was saying how people accept things with whole acceptance that don't really serve them. Hey Sarah, how you doing? Let me just wave at Nikhil. Just wave at So would you rather create a life of resistance or a life with whole acceptance? Because usually with resistance comes all the anger and all these low vibrational energies that's not really serving you. But when that whole acceptance comes into place, you give yourself the permission to change. You give yourself the permission to transform your life, no matter how small. Because again, change leads to progress. And no progress, however small, is ever wasted. So even for you personally, because the inner world creates the outer world, understand that these things that are seeming futile, these things that are seeming useless, these things that are causing resistance, that's coming from us. That's coming from within you. So be encouraged that you are not futile. You are not useless. And you possess a greatness that's just really beyond your imagination. And you're here to be useful in your own unique way. So don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to whatever you did and whatever you're going to do. And there was a quote from I'm just going to quote stuff from my poems and other various places. So there was a quote from my poem. It was called "The Future Calls." And you wouldn't be here. And unity is purity, so let's just be clear. So again, if the universe didn't need you, you wouldn't be here. You're here for a reason. And it's just about unifying that within yourself, mind, body, and spirit, rectifying all that karma, all those all these lessons that rectifying all these lessons that have to be learned that keep repeating itself. And life and the ability to change allows you to do that. It's a beautiful thing if you think about it. So why are we resisting the change? It doesn't make sense. It's funny, isn't it? And so I encourage you, just release resistance and strive to embrace a deeper meaning of what it means to change your life. And most importantly, stay empowered and just remember, the connection continues. If you resist change, so let's transform the way we think, let's transform the way we feel, maximize our potential, maximize our life, and make this world a better place. Take it.